Can't tell if it's on me. The problem is if I put my hand closer, then it takes the focus away. Yeah, it's nice to see everyone again. I can't see anyone. What am I saying? No, I shouldn't start like that. Maybe you can see something's a little bit different about me. And in fact, I did just get a haircut. Or as one of my uncles likes to say, did you get your ears lowered? But yeah, so I just went to the hair salon, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to make a little piece about something that happened while I was there. I would say one of the main topics that my students ask me about with regards to the culture in the United States is this idea of small talk, and to what extent we engage in small talk, and to what extent we engage in small talk with one another. You know, when you talk about almost essentially nothing with someone you don't know. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's something that's happening in the city, but it's something that generally has no value to either one of you. And in fact, at this particular hair salon, I ran into an individual, the hairstylist, who was of a different sort of person, I would say, the kind that is absolutely fine with sharing whatever details about her life. And it got me thinking, you know, to a certain extent, is that also small talk? In the sense that we don't know one another. She knows that she'll probably never see me again. I mentioned to her that I'm from out of town. I don't know her name. She doesn't know she knows my name because I gave her my name. But she started sharing very personal details about her life. Granted, this is all knowing that you'll probably never see this person again. And it's the kind of thing that, for example, I have some students who live in Europe, and they talk about riding on trains, which is something that never happens in the United States. And you might be sitting in a compartment with one other person, and depending on their age or their inclination to talk with strangers, you might find yourself sharing about your lives with one another, and how that is just, these sorts of interactions are much less common in this day and age in the United States because we don't have that. Apart from haircuts, robots are not cutting hair yet, and you still have to interact with individuals in order to get that done. And what was I going to say? On the one hand, it's refreshing. On the other hand, it made me a little uncomfortable because I didn't know how to react to some of it. Like I said, she was sharing some personal details about her life. She was, I would say, a middle-aged woman, maybe in her 50s. She had grandkids. She had a daughter. She was talking about her grandkids. One of them had a birthday, I guess. And I don't exactly know how this came up. But she mentioned something along the lines of, yeah, well, I don't talk to her mother anymore, in the sense that she doesn't talk to her own daughter anymore. And I don't know. In general, I think, raised in the culture that I'm in, I maybe would pose another question just for the sake of being polite, which I know a lot of people don't understand in other cultures, but again, it's that small talk vibe that's sort of coursing through my veins. And but I know it's like, yeah, a lot of that happens these days. You know, something that you say just to fill the air with words, even though it doesn't really mean anything, because I didn't know how to react, especially considering I don't know her. So she mentioned, oh yeah, and the other sort of, let's say, confounding factor in all of this is that she's my hairstylist. And I don't know about you, but if someone is next to my head with scissors and a razor, which, okay, I'm not saying that there's anything dangerous about it, but the fact that I still want a good haircut, and the last thing I want to do is put the hairstylist in a bad mood such that they want to get rid of me as fast as possible. So for the most part, I'm just thinking, all right, I got to somehow navigate this conversation in such a way that, you know, she's enjoying herself, and that is pleasant. I mean, I still want to enjoy the conversation too, but my priority in that moment is getting a haircut, because that's something that I don't know, I feel like it's a pretty risky thing we still do these days. I mean, that's something that you're stuck with for at least a good month before you start to grow into it. A bad haircut, let's say. But yeah, so I guess the point of this was just saying that if there is a place where you still run into small talk with a complete stranger, at least in the United States, one of the main places that's going to happen is a hair salon. And I almost wish I recorded our conversation, or at least asked her if we could record it, in the sense that I think it would be pretty valuable to a lot of foreigners. I know for me, as someone learning foreign languages, I would love to know what people talk about when they go to the barber, and those languages. But I don't know. I'll have to wait for someone to do that, I guess. But yeah, that was it for today. Hope everyone's doing well, and Happy New Year. Take care.